Hey folks, here Rachana Ranade here, and I welcome you all to yet another Thursday live stream. I think I'm meeting you after a long time. I think 2 weeks or one week. I'm sure I skipped. Last week I was not here. Maybe a week before that also I was busy with something. So I have a pen. Hey. Okay. So yes. So coming back after almost a gap of 1 or maybe 2 weeks. So what are we going to discuss today? We are going to talk about two key points. Number one, we are going to talk about Nifty levels. Where do I see Nifty taking a support? Very important point. And number two, we are going to talk about three stocks which were in news today. Why were there some spikes? Is there any reason for that? We are going to check that as well. Okay. So first things first, let's talk about Nifty. I'm going to pull up the Nifty chart for you all. Just give me a second. Okay, Alt R. Delete. Okay. I'll share the screen first. All right. So this is the Nifty chart for you all. Okay. You can see here what has happened right now. If you see, Nifty has been in a downward journey since last live stream, right? So, of course, I didn't take this, but last Thursday, so Thursday down, you can see here Friday. I think there was one holiday in between as well. Monday, Wednesday, yesterday market was closed, correct? So almost from this point, we can see a drop of more than 2%, 600 points gone. And now many people have started to wonder as to where will this lead us to, because if you see here, there was a clear upward journey which was going on. If you see here, it was a low, high, higher low, higher high, higher low, another higher high. And now the question is, if we were to form a higher low, it has to be obviously below, it has to be obviously above this, but 24,600 is like extremely low. Where could this see a big support is the next big question, right? So obvious one pointer could be the previous swing high. Okay, the previous swing high, if you see here, it's around 25,400, and we are nearing to that point right now. So could we take a small support here? There is a great possibility. And why am I saying so? Now for that, let me just zoom out a little bit. I'm going to go to the weekly chart right now. And if you see the weekly chart, let me just do this right way. Okay, if you see the weekly chart right now, you'll be able to see that, oops, sorry. On a weekly chart, you can see I'm going to join this highest point and this red candle. So if you see here, I've joined this. Okay, so I've joined this top, and if I were to drag it further and if I were to zoom this now, you can see that this is exactly the same level. So be it the downward sloping trend line or be it this previous swing high, it is coming to the same point, which is 25,400, correct? So this is a very logical, a very base point of technical analysis. Earlier a resistance, now a support. So was this acting as a resistance? Yes. 1, 2, 3 breakout, and now so it will be like a breakout and retest. And even if I were to consider the previous swing high, again the same level. So I would want everyone to write this down. Next support, I personally feel 25,400 could be a very important support in the coming few days, right? With the Nifty understanding, now let's also quickly understand about few stocks. But before that, I can see so many new members joining again. Would quickly want to welcome you all. Abhijit, Kumuda, Sarfaraz, Robin, Amain, Afzal, then my honey bunch. Okay. Nits, then Sanjay, and Pavan Sudharatna Kumari. Okay. I'll just say Pawan maybe. Is that it? Yes. Okay. So a warm welcome to memberships. Anyone who is already a pro investor or whose pro investor membership has expired, be aware of the fact that stock of the month for November has been released yesterday. And again, so many things to learn from yesterday's stock of the month as well. So if your membership has expired, consider renewing it as well. Okay. 25,400, the support level that I am talking about. Yes. Oh God, was it that last live was more a trading 21st. After 21st, directly on the 6th. That was a big gap. Huh? First time I think two Thursdays back to back, no live stream. First time such a big gap. Oh yes, Meenakshi is saying 2 weeks. Sorry for that. Okay. Now with that, let's also quickly understand about some important news because one stock which is giving absolute competition to ITC, because there are some people who say that ITC is, whenever any stockbroker were to give a target on ITC, they say buy, let us, as an example, okay, buy at 300, target 300, stop loss 300. I mean, there is no movement. It's a pretty much sideways stock, ITC. I mean, it was one of the favorite stock of the memers. Market could go anywhere, but ITC will still stay at the same level. And unfortunately, one stock which has joined that genre of not moving anywhere, being in a complete sideways trend, has been Asian Paints, right? I would quickly, I'll just go to the monthly chart maybe and just rub off the last three candles so that I can also show you why am I saying this. Start new. Okay, just a second. Okay, so this is it. Just cut off 3 4 more as well. So if you see here, look at this May 21, then this is the upper end, again goes down, again at the upper end, again goes down, again at the upper end, goes down, similar to the upper end, and it broke finally. Okay, so this is what we have seen in Asian Paints for such a long time. And today, had I not shared my screen? I'm so sorry. 1 minute, screen share forgotten. Taking a live stream after 2 weeks now. Okay, so I hope now it is visible. This is May 21, and if you see here, it went up to the resistance level, came down, went up to the resistance level, again came down, again up, down, similar level, down, and finally it broke this level. Okay, so Asian Paints has been in a sideways since what? So this was the level breakout. I mean, this was the level back in 21, and same level in November 24. So it had been in a crazy horizontal I mean, a crazy sideways trend for almost more than 3 years. But if you have seen today's, uh, just give me a second, I need to leave. Okay, so if you have seen today's movement today, the stock was, I think intraday it was up by more than 5%, and ultimately it closed 4 point something percent up. Okay, so we have to understand what was the news on Asian Paints. There are 2 3 news. Okay, first things first, when did Asian Paint actually start feeling more and more heat? It was after the entry of Birla Opus. There were multiple reasons, but one of the reasons was also the entry of Birla Opus, and I'm sure. Uh, I mean, have you seen this in your own localities? Because I'm sure we have people from different parts of India who are in the live stream right now. Maybe even people outside India. Uh, can you just share in the comments quickly that have you seen more and more advertising of Birla Opus in your city? So maybe earlier where we could see only Asian Paints boards outside the shops, outside the paint shops. I have seen only Asian Paint boards for such a long time, and visibly in my city, Pune, Birla Opus was pretty much more number of shops that I could see, at least in Pune. So would also want to know more wherever you stay. If you can just mention your city name, and if you can tell whether you were also seeing a similar situation. Uh, Shikamaru Nara says Birla Opus. Uh, okay, but he also says Berger is also famous here. Uh, what's wrong with your why is this at the rate Big Dhaka 123? Raviji, what's wrong with your username? Okay, he's saying not in Chandigarh. But yes, here I get one Kalyani. Yes, in Chennai. Um, one more through Michael says, yes, ma'am, in Andhra Pradesh, I've seen more and more Birla Opus paint in paint shops. Okay. Yes, Birla Opus. Mhm. Okay, he says yes is the first brand which comes in mind for consumers in Dehradun as well. Yes, in Kochi. See, that's why I said let me just ask this question, because there are so many people who come from different parts of India in the live stream. Yes, in similar in Hyderabad. Now, what happened? What was the news all about? The news said that the CEO of Birla Opus, Mr. Rakshit, I don't know how to spell his, I mean how to pronounce his surname, Hargave or Hargave or Hargave or whatever. Okay, Mr. Rakshit, the CEO of Birla Opus, he resigned. And see, whenever you see a CEO who has been with the company for since the launch of Birla Opus, I mean, it has been, I think, more than 18 months. And it did create a lot of buzz, be it the advertising campaigns, overall distribution strategy. They did create a lot of buzz, and the CEO resigning, that will be definitely considered as a positive sign for the competitors. Question is, where is he going to join? He's going to join in Britannia. Okay, so not any other paint company. So was Birla Opus giving a tough fight? I'm not saying that they were like killing it or whatever, but I'm sure they were making their presence felt. No second thoughts on that, right? So that is what was denting the sentiment of Asian Paints. And with this news, so this news came up as a positive news, that CEO is resigning from the company. So this is not the only reason. I'm just telling you three, four different reasons that came up. Okay. Second thing that came up, that Nuvama, who is again one of the famous brokers and even research, they also have their own research wing. They mentioned that for the past 6-7 months, paints, Birla Opus especially, it has not shown any big growth over the last 6-7 months. Okay, in Birla Opus. So a negative for the competitor is going to be positive for the company itself. Okay, so whenever they are saying that no big growth in the business last 6-7 months, no big growth for Birla Opus, Asian Paints, that was seen as a positive news. Now, there was also a news which said that, again, this is all Nuvama research only. Now, what they are saying is that, okay, agreed that there was a sluggishness in the demand for paints, but one of the primary reason, and that is not only for Birla Opus, it will be for other paint companies as well. Whenever monsoon is delayed, it's not considered as a good sign for paint companies. Okay, why? Because the moment you want to paint your house, and if it's raining, the paint will not dry quickly. Okay, so anyone who wants to paint, they will typically prefer dry seasons. Summers are best, but definitely not monsoons. Now, problem is that the monsoon is not stopping. I mean, in Pune, in spite of the month of November, it is still like we are still in the months of June or July. It's a rainy season, more or less like hill station kind of an atmosphere. Not every day per se, but so many times in a month, right? So all in all, what Nuvama research says is that yes, is there a delay in demand? Agreed, but the demand is not lost. Now, why? Let's compare a paint company with an air conditioner company. See, if the summer season is not that hot, people may not install ACs. They may say, "Chalo, dekh lenge, we'll see," and that demand directly shifts to the next year. Correct. For paints, it's not going to be shifting to the next year. It may shift to the next quarter. Right. So what Nuvama research says is that yes, demand is kind of sluggish, but this demand is not lost. It's just postponed maybe by a quarter. Right. One more plus side for Asian Paints, of course, for other companies as well, is crude oil prices. They are on a sideways or slash declining trend, so good sign for paint companies. And one important point for Asian Paints is that MSCI. I'm sure you might have heard about MSCI. It's an index. It's a Morgan Stanley index, uh, and full what do we say? Full form is Morgan Stanley Capital International Index. Okay, so why is this? Who has formed this index? Of course, Morgan Stanley, as the name suggests. Why is that index even? I mean, why does it even exist? That's like considered as a benchmark. Okay, why do we have Nifty 50? We consider that as a benchmark. We compare our portfolio and we see whether it is beating Nifty or not. Okay, so MSCI has different indices. Okay, so for example, MSCI India index also exists. Okay, and what fund managers would do is that they will say, acha, MSCI India index has given X returns. I'll check whether my portfolio has given higher returns or not. Okay, that is why MSCI index is looked upon or is looked at as a benchmark by many fund managers also, right? Now, this MSCI index typically consists of companies which have a high free float market capitalization, typical large caps, mid caps. Okay. Now, I want an answer from you all. Now, tell me, if a stock name gets included in MSCI, okay, will that be considered as a positive for that company or a negative for that company? Just a plus or a minus in the comment section will solve the purpose. Just a quick positive plus sign or a minus sign. If the name of a company is included in the MSCI index, is that a positive sign or is that a negative sign? I'm already getting a lot of messages. Shriram, then Dharmesh, through Michael. Raviji has changed his name immediately. Preeti Ben, then Venkat, Niju, fantastic. So many names. I'm just calling out few names. Everyone has said that yes, it's a positive sign. Also yes, Naveen, Rajashri, very nice. So it's a positive sign that if a stock gets included in the MSCI index. Now, what has happened for Asian Paints? It was already there in the MSCI index, but its weightage increased. Okay, so that is the reason why again that was taken as a positive sign. And as per the Nuvama research, they mentioned that because their weightage has increased in the MSCI index, we could see inflows to the tune of $95 million in Asian Paints. And of course, normal economics, higher demand, higher ideally would be the price. Okay, so that is mainly about the top reasons for Asian Paints buzz. I can see a lot of positive still comment in the comment section. Thank you for that. Good. So I hope the news about Asian Paints is clear. But now that we are talking about MSCI index rebalancing, some stocks coming in, some stocks going out, some having a greater weightage. One sad news is that the weightage, they are not going out thankfully, but the weightage of Samvardhana Motherson, Dr. Reddy's, Zydus Life, and REC, the weightage has been reduced in the last review of MSCI. Okay, weightage reduction is equal to not a good sign, unfortunately. Okay, so that has happened with these four stocks. Raviji says some more quiz, please. Okay, done. I will take one or two more quizzes. Okay. Uh, so this is clear. Let's move on with the next stock that I wanted to talk about is Mahindra and Mahindra. Today, this stock also uh, was in news because of its results. Very nice results. I'm just going to pull up screener so that you also get to know the numbers. Mahindra and Mahindra. Okay, and now I'm on quarters. Let me share my screen quickly. Now, if you see your Mahindra and Mahindra overall, if you see September to September, nice growth from 37,000 crores to 46,000 crores. Decent enough jump. Operating profit is also up. Operating profit 7,000 to almost 9,000 crores. Operating profit margin is maintained at 19%. And if you see your PBT level from 4,800 to 6,000, I think that will translate to around 19%, 18 to 20% roughly of profit jump. So that's a good jump that we can see. Let's not talk about PAT because there'll be tax adjustments also. So um, good numbers that Mahindra and Mahindra has come up with. Even if you check at their monthly numbers, the auto numbers, that is good. If you look at the SUVs and tractor sales increase, that is also on a higher side. In fact, the company has reported that their overall vehicle sales growth rose by 13%. And I think if it is about the tractors was almost more than double of that. So upside of 30% jump they had in the tractor segment. So I mean, they are also coming up with newer models, more and more SUVs coming up, more and more models coming up. So many brokerages have immediately increased their levels. Let me just check quickly if I can get hold of that article. Meanwhile, Rajesh Vira says that this month this month end 7-seater EV will be launched. Absolutely. So they are actually coming up with newer and newer models. I got the article. Just give me a second. Yes, this is the article that I was looking for. Mahindra and Mahindra brokerages have given immediately buy targets. These are not my buy targets, brokerage targets. Okay. Jeffrey says 4,300. Let's quickly also understand what reason they are giving. Okay, rather than just saying Jeffrey 4,300, HSBC 4,000, Citi 4,230. Current market price is I think around 3,600 something. Acha, very good. Wait, why are they saying that? Highlighting that this market M&M's 14th consecutive quarter double-digit EBITDA growth. Big point. 14 consecutive quarters of double-digit EBITDA growth. That's not an easy feat to achieve. They have achieved that. FY26 outlook for tractors and LCVs to double-digit growth. So it's not like only till now 14 quarters have been good. They are saying that FY26 outlook also they have given nicely with a double-digit growth. They've also pointed out that M&M plans to introduce 3 new SUVs in the calendar year 26. Wow. And someone told about, Rajesh, I think, told about 1 new SUV by the month end. And here we can see 3 new SUVs in the current calendar year 26, in the calendar year 26, sorry, and rollout of a new platform in 27. So all in all, strong product pipeline is what Jeffrey says. HSBC also says that their auto margins came in ahead of expectations, so beats expectations. Brokers also noted that company's decision to raise its tractor and LCV growth guidance to low double digits. So they have also raised their LCV, that is light commercial vehicle and tractors guidance. And they are also saying that mid-cycle SUV upgrades, product refresh, all in all, again, positive signs. And they are saying that mainly beats estimate and tractor sales growth is good. So all in all, I hope you have understood that Mahindra and Mahindra, on the back of beating estimates and also coming up with more and more launches, I think that's something which is really interesting to see, right? Moving on to my last stock, which I wanted to talk about, and then I'll come to your questions. It's about Indigo, which is Interglobe Aviation. Again, was in news today. Intraday, it was, I think, up by 2-3%, whatever. I think closed around 1%. Let's also look at the numbers that they came up with. By the way, they are in loss, but something really interesting. If you see, I'll show you one. Let me share my screen. Okay, now see here. Look at the net profit. Okay, September PBT, not net profit. We'll check PBT. September PBT minus 1,585. Okay, so in losses. Even OPM 0%. Then you can see here December again good profit, March good profit, June best profit. Okay, again September Bengal 188 profit, 188 everything rupees in crores. 2,998 profit, 1,770 profit, 2,800 profit. Again September 24 909 loss. Again 2,500, 3,175, 2,295, and again minus 2,500. So if you see here, all September quarters have been bad for this company, right from September 22, September 23, bare minimum profit, September 24 loss, and this time the loss is again pretty much on a higher side, minus 2,514 crores. If you see your operating profit margin has gone for a toss, it is down to only 3%. Now, when I read in the news, mainly they are saying that the biggest pain point is mainly because of their forex losses. The forex losses have been on a higher side, and if they say that if we remove these forex, if we exclude the impact of forex, then Indigo reported a net some 100 crore rupees profit. Okay, so again let me repeat, as per whatever I read on the internet, they are saying that mainly it was because of the forex losses. So could it be something that they are booking these forex losses in the month of September, in the quarter ended September? It will be interesting to see. But right now, at least they have mentioned that majority of the losses are attributed to forex losses. If we exclude those, then they are somewhere around 100 crore rupees of profit. Okay. So I hope this is absolutely clear. And in addition to that, they have also mentioned that because of some leases, some damp leases, cost increase. By the way, again, if you are my pro investor member, you should know about this. There is something known as a dry lease, there is something known as a wet lease, there is something known as a damp lease. Well, Indigo was one of the stock of the months of, I don't remember, long ago, some maybe a year ago or maybe some few months ago. And see, in the stock of the month, the whole intent is not only to tell about some basics. These are long videos. These are at least 30-40 minutes videos, sometimes even running up to 1 hour videos. And I also try my level best to explain these terms, something like a damp lease, wet lease, or that is only related to aviation. Or if I talk about per seat kilometer, revenue per seat kilometer, cost per seat kilometer, all these points are about, again, aviation. So anyone who wants to learn about how industry specific analysis needs to be done, you definitely should consider joining Pro Investor membership. If you want to try it only for 1 month, consider joining it on YouTube. If you want to try it for 1 full year, you can consider joining it on our website as well, where Of course, it will be at a discounted price because it's a 1 year membership. So Pooja, if you can just share the link for our Pro Investor membership, that will be great. Okay. So that was about Interglobe Aviation. Overall, reported a loss, but maybe it was expected by the street and not a big negative. Overall, everyone knows that there is hardly any. Acha, kya baat hai? Dharmesh has immediately mentioned about this June 2024 stock of the month. I don't even remember Indigo. What was the price in June 24? June 20. Okay, nice. Okay, I don't want to say dekho. Okay, anyways. Um, Hi Rachna, I understood the fundamentals and technicals of July 25 Pro Investor stock and bought today. Thank you. Okay, kya baat hai. But I'm very happy that anyone who talks about Pro Investor membership, they say that we use your videos as a base. We do our own analysis. If we feel that we are convinced, then only we go ahead and take a decision. Of course, these are nowhere close to stock recommendations. It's my honest effort to help you understand how to analyze stocks, and we make an effort to only discuss fundamentally strong stocks. Okay, so that's the whole thing about Pro Investor memberships. Pooja has already shared the link. Anyone who wants to consider joining it, right? So all in all, I hope you have understood about today's stock discussion. Let's move on with the questions now. Okay, through Michael says, ma'am, please tell me about Nifty next 50. What do you want to know? The concept or the chart or what? Okay, and Nifty PSU Bank reversal sign question mark. Pooja ji, you are getting a high after a long time because I have come after a long time. Okay, Nifty PSU Bank Index. Let us check. Let's go on a daily chart first. I'll share my screen. Because it's an index, I can easily show. This is a Nifty PSU Bank Index. If I were to go on a weekly chart, wow. Wow. Chalo, Ravi had asked for it, and here I am. You should be easily able to tell me which pattern can you see here. Very clear, almost a textbook pattern that you can see. I mean, I should not even be telling which section of the chart, but chalo, theek hai, fir bhi. Look at this section of the chart and tell me which chart pattern can be very clearly seen here, absolutely clearly. I'll stop sharing and see your answers. Ye baat. But the exact answer is given by Kunal. Kunal says inverse head and shoulders, or even Shriram has given the correct answer inverted head and shoulder, because head and shoulder will be opposite. Now it will be on a bearish side, not on a bullish side. So this is an inverted head and shoulder. Go back, but before that, Ashwin says you said you will make a video on EPS growth to check in screener. Can you please show now? I've already released. It's a normal YouTube short. Okay, Pooja, just go to our YouTube shorts and you should be able to see how to create this latest. I had released this after mid cap stocks wala video, so you should be able to see this uh, how to create a ratio on EPS growth. It'll be easy because in that I've also shown some screen recording. Pooja, just share the link of that video. So let me get back to PSU index also. And let's see if the target has been met for inverted head and shoulder. So I'll just delete this, and now let us check. So typically we say this will get replicated to the neckline, and still some more space to go. So reversal to has someone, where did I come here from? Someone asked whether there's a reversal. I mean, it has happened long time ago. Okay. So a few more new members joining in. I think it's Shashil and Vedan and Nimmi. Okay. मीनाक्षी सिंह मैम, और इसी पीएफसी में तू खत्म काहे नहीं होता? I know. I mean, That was the reason why when I did a video on mid-cap stocks, I thought I should share the quarterly numbers of REC. Even I am surprised. I mean, it's not that their GNPs have shot up like anything, or NNPs have shot up, or the asset quality has any other parameters have gone down drastically. Mainly is the growth problem. They are not able to disburse loan at the pace at which they had promised. I think they had mentioned that we would want to take our loan book to, I don't remember exactly, but 10 10,000 crore or something. Uh, I can see the current loan book and I can make a guess. Let me just check. Balance sheet for REC, and there. Correct. I was right. 10 lakh crores. Correct. I'm correct. So they had mentioned that we would want to take our loan book to 10 lakh crore, but they are to reach by 2030, 10 lakh crore by 2030. But to reach that, they needed a growth rate in the loan book of around, I think, 15-16%. And currently their loan book is growing at around 10%. That is a problem that REC is having right now. They're not able to grow their loan book nicely at the pace that which they are expecting, and that is the reason why it's not performing well right now. Let's see kab tak pain hai. Siva, welcome to memberships. Acha, he wants to know about the chart. I mean, reversal sign on daily chart from top. Okay. Acha. You're talking about, okay. So let me go back to PSU index first, and then I will take the question on Nifty next 50. Okay, fair enough. So if you see here, the question is whether we can see this reversal right now on a daily time frame or not. I don't know what's wrong with my mouse. Yes, the big bearish candle coming up here, but too early to comment on whether this is a reversal or not. Ideally, this low should be broken. For an evening star to happen, this low should be broken and it should sustain below this. Worst signal that you can get, I mean, best signal I should say that you can get, that it is a reversal. It should break, it should try to rebound, it should take this as a resistance, and again you should see one or two more candles going down the trend. That is a very good signal that maybe this uptrend has at least halted for now. Okay, now let's see. I'm not sure if we have this Nifty next 50 like this. We have. Okay, never tracked this honestly. I do track mid cap index directly. More or less flattish is what I can say. Nothing much to talk about. Pretty much sideways. It is at a good support level if you see here, because there was a downward journey, then there was an upward journey, and then since this is what since June it has been in a sideways trend. Nothing exciting here honestly. Okay. Bank Nifty stocks are going to be more, hence PSU banks rallied. Overall, bank sentiment is good right now, ideally. So, I mean, overall, the rate cycle, asset growth, loan growth, all are in favor of banks right now. So, that is the reason why PSU banks basically are also valued fairly, right? So that is the reason why overall they are doing good right now. What parameters should I check in screener to find cash-rich companies? Ooh, for cash-rich companies, directly finding a parameter is difficult because what are you going to say? Cash more than whatever, but that cash has to be big in comparison to something, right? So you'll have to say maybe cash is greater. No, it's very difficult to. You can, instead of cash, typically we say reserves buildup should be good, because ultimately that what is cash? Ideally your profit converted, I mean your profit ideally if converted into cash, that is going to show up. So instead of checking only cash, you can possibility number one, check reserves buildup. Possibility number two, but to check cash, how do you put a number to that? Because number is going to be different for different companies. So not sure whether you'll be able to directly find it or not. How Birla Opus will impact other companies like Indigo and Berger? Same way it impacted Asian Paints, for competition, more competition. And I mean, others right now that the CEO has resigned, some positive news for their competitors is what I can say. I never give answers to this. Shriram Finance, should we hold or exit? But I mean, to know these answers, you should do technical analysis, right? You should be doing your analysis on your own. If you tell me 1 or 2 points, I can tell you whether your thought process is in the right direction or not. Planning to invest 12 lakhs. I need guidance, please, madam. Oi, no, I generally don't give such guidance. But I mean, typically I say that whenever you want to invest, don't invest at one shot. Number one, try doing an SIP. Uh, Try to first put your money, I mean, ensure that your emergency funds and your insurance has been ticked off. If yes, then you could go ahead with something really basic like a Nifty 50 index fund, or maybe a Nifty next 50 index fund. If all these things are sorted, then you could consider something like a mid cap index, or a mid cap or a small cap index fund, depending on your risk appetite. If you're done with that as well, then try and search fundamentally strong stocks and start your investing journey. Okay. Any other question? Prasanna says I missed his chat. Where is your chat, Prasanna? Oh, your my views on Dixon Technologies, please. Oh, fundamentally, it is such a strong stock. I like that stock. Fundamentally, let me also check for technicals. Of course, I will not be able to comment on the last 3 months, but any stock below 200 DEMA shows some inherent weakness. Uh, the stock currently is below 200 DEMA. So always ensure that whenever you are, I mean, this is not only for Dixon, this is for any stock. If you have done my price action analysis course, you would know why I'm saying this. Any stock, if it is below 200 DEMA, ideally one should not consider adding more and more, because stock in itself is in a weak position right now. So there could be chances that it may remain weak for a longer time. Same has happened with REC. REC is below 200 DEMA and it is not bouncing above the 200 DEMA. So till it is below 200 DEMA, it makes no sense averaging, because then we don't know whether our money will be stuck for 1 month or 2 months or 5 months or 6 months or what. So this is basic. So for be it Dixon or any stock, below 200 DEMA is equal to not a good time to average. But talking about, I mean, fundamentals, Dixon is always has been a fundamentally strong stock. Bank of India again, because it's a PSU stock, that, I mean, that would again fit into the same pattern. For cup and handle, what is your suggestion on? I never give that. Uh, yes, that is also a pain point. Geo is not performing. So Geo has again still not started with its operations at a full-fledged extent. So still lagging in performance. It's testing the patience of a lot of investors. But anyone who is betting on Geo is betting on what Geo Finance basically is betting on what could happen in the future. It's not about what it is all about right now, because it has not yet started its operations to the fullest possible extent. Reliance, yes, Reliance is still. I mean, Reliance and Geo, don't compare it, right? Geo's business is totally different. Reliance totally different. Is REC still in your favorite category? Fundamentally, it is. It is. I'll tell you the reason why. See, REC kind of a stocks, they're such. They are also comfort giving stocks to your portfolio. Recently, REC also gave a nice dividend. If anyone can just quickly check, uh, how much I think it was 4 rupees per dividend or what, I don't remember. But if someone can check, if that be so, look at the overall yield, dividend yield in that case, right? So these PSU stocks, see, ideally PSU stocks like REC PFC, or any other, right, Minakshi said it, 4.67, right? That is a dividend that we got on a stock price of 300 and something, right? uh, in that case, the dividend payout ratio is solid, right? Sorry, dividend yield is solid. um, all in all, these stocks are good from a comfort perspective. Dividend mil raha hai, higher yield than FDs and this that. Plus, if the stock is going up, then or kya hi chahiye. So it did see a dream run. Right now, it is just cooling off, taking its own sweet time, forming a base. Uh, Always remember, I've listened to interviews of so many big investors, and then they are asked this question that whenever you have taken big bets on any stocks, and if those stocks are not performing, market is performing nicely, but your stocks are not performing nicely, how do you control your emotions? And for that, majority of them have given the answer that we ask this question, that is the theme intact? If you ask this question to yourself, if the theme is intact, if your answer is yes, you need not worry. Okay. Theme of solar is that intact, theme of renewables is that intact, theme of uh, overall power, because it's electrification corporation, right? So is the theme of electrification intact, power intact? Yes. In that case, I would not. Am I sad at the performance? I'll be honest, yes I am. But it's not ki sampla tha, everything is over. Right now, as on date, as I do this, as I make this comment, uh, nothing has gone down the drain per se, even based on the story. So yeah, that is it about these stocks, right? All right, I think time flew today. It's already 9:45. But we'll take this as a last question, because many people will be concerned about this. Well, when will Tata Motors split share be shown in the will be available in the portfolio? To what I know, to whatever I've read, uh, before the end of this month, ideally we should be getting the Tata Motors CV share. Whenever it appears in the portfolio, would also make a quick short, or maybe would just post it up on one of my social media handles, right? That is it. Again, as I said, it's 9:45. I need to stop. But yes, we'll keep up the consistency in our live streams. Last Thursday, I didn't take the live stream because I wanted to release a very important video. Last Thursday, instead of the live stream, I posted a video, and before that, I did a live stream same week, so I didn't repeat it on a Thursday. But yes, okay. I hope you found a lot of value in today's live stream as well. And if you have still not smashed the like button, please do that. I'll see you in the next one. Till then, take care. Jai Hind and bye bye.